What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, Pete's Carport. And for those of you who saw the last video I posted, a storm came through and basically destroyed all the carport, did some damage to my wife's vehicle, and I really appreciate all you guys who showed some concern. I also did a post on my Instagram, and if you haven't followed me on Instagram, it's Pete's Carport on Instagram. I'll put a link in the bottom of the video, and you guys can check me out on there too. I do a lot of photos and stuff of upcoming videos, so if you're wanting to see what's coming up next, that's the best place to go. And I also randomly just throw photos up of the vehicles that I have. But I really wanted to thank you guys for your concerns, just everything you guys have done so far. I love the subscribers, the Mercedes community, the SC300 2JZ. Honestly, just the car community in general really looks out for each other, and I love that. Now to the video. Today I was driving around in this car, and it's had a slight vibration. I've had the you guys know I just did a video on changing out the tie rods on this side here, and I checked the other tie rods. Those are good. Now I want to give a shout out to Vito's Garage. I will absolutely link his channel. He's an awesome guy, does a lot of Mercedes videos, and I think he focuses on the W126. Don't quote me on that, but all the videos I've been watching lately have been on his W126, and I believe he's been traveling around too and showing some really cool videos. I'll link him below. He told me to check the dampener. Basically, it's a shock absorber that's basically attached to your steering column underneath, and those can go bad and cause vibrations at certain speeds. So I've been having vibrations, and strange vibrations. These are vibrations that don't occur every single time, and they don't occur at the same speed. I brought my car in several times now and had them balance the wheels, thinking that was it. I already knew that I had changed out the tie rods, so I was kind of beating my head against the wall. And I did a little research, and of course found some videos out there showing how easy this can be tested, changed, and it's on vehicles from the 80s to the mid-90s. Ironically, I have 3 vehicles that fall into line with that all have a slight vibration. So I was pretty excited about finding out about this. So let's hop under the car. It's a very, very simple thing to swap out. It's a very simple thing to test. I've already kind of pulled the bolt out on the one side underneath this car. All you have to do is get it up on some ramps or some jack stands, and you slide up under here. Now, they're in different spots based on the vehicle. This car there's one of them, which is different as well too, because some vehicles I believe have 2. Don't quote me on that, but I believe the 420 SEL has 2. So I basically, so there was a 17 millimeter bolt coming through with a nut on this end and basically your bolt head on the top here. So I had to hold the top, unbolt this, and then this falls right out. And you can automatically know if these are good or bad by pressing them in. They should press right back, so it should be a very stiff shock, just like a shock on a car. This one is completely shot. You press it in, it just stays there. So it's really doing nothing, which is going to cause vibration, because the entire purpose of this is to smooth out your ride, and it's not doing anything right now, so the vibrations are there. This is a really cool thing that they put on these cars, and this is why Mercedes were known as some of the best riding vehicles, and still today are, because they always put a lot of technology, a lot of thought into creating that ride, all the way from their hydraulic or air suspension to things like this that create that ultimate experience in driving. I'm going to go ahead and order this part, and then we're going to switch it out, because this one's obviously bad. It's simple. You have a bolt on one end there. You have your bolt nut on this end. This thing just going to drop right out. You put the new one in, and you're good to go. So one more thing you got to do in order to remove the steering dampener on specifically this vehicle. On the 500 SL, they put a brace, which is really cool. It helps support the undercarriage of the car for better stability. But there's a Torx bolt on each end. I only took off that one. I'm going to take off the nut here that's on this little shock absorber thing, and I'm going to go take that off and slide it over, and that bolt should drop right out, and that will allow us to pull the dampener out. We can slide our new one in, tighten everything up, torque it to spec, and get it back in. Alright guys, so the new part came in. I ordered this from Auto House AZ, another really good company to get aftermarket parts. I'm going to put the part number there, and of course I'll put it down in the description, a link to getting it. But this one is by Febi, which is a Bilstein company, and the original one is right here, and a lot of times they do use the Febi-Bilstein ones. I can't read exactly which one this is, but it's probably the original, and you can see here it's not supposed to do that. We'll pull the new one out, and it is really tough to open, and that's how it should be in your car. That way it's going to stabilize it and keep it from vibrating. I am beyond excited to put this in and see how much of a difference it makes, because like many of you guys out there, we kind of chase these vibrations, whether it be wheel balancing, especially when you put aftermarket wheels like I have on almost every car. You start chasing these wheel balances, and then you start thinking, well, is it this, is it that? And a lot of times it's just the simple mechanics of your suspension. So let's go ahead, throw this back in, I'll take it for a test drive and fill you guys in. Alright guys, so a couple quick fill-ins, very easy to replace, but earlier I was talking about the bolt on this end. If you flipped it around, would make it a lot easier. Well, there's a reason why they have it flipped that way. It has a rectangle head that basically slides up in there and allows you to tighten it without holding that end. Strange that they put it on this side and not the other. The second thing is making sure you have the right end on the right end. So you have your thicker side here that basically compresses into the other end. That's going to be on the passenger side. This is the driver's side here. So that's just a quick tip. I was able to go back to my video and figure that out, but you might not have that capability, so hopefully that helps somebody out there. And last thing is, hopefully this resolves our vibration issue, but I realized that the basically the gasket up on this right here, the stabilizer, seems like it's shot. The other side looks great, but you can see here, sorry, I'm kind of up underneath here with not much room, but you can see this is wiggling. Somebody out there could probably tell me exactly what this part is called that our shock attaches to. And then maybe I can get that, at least get that knuckle area changed. I don't know if you have to replace the whole piece. But hopefully that doesn't vibrate. This is our issue, and we can move on. But like I said, with these Mercedes, I feel like you're always chasing a vibration with the older vehicles, but they're all resolvable. So let me go ahead. Everything's tightened up. I'll put the torque specs on the screen a few different times for those bolts, and then we're going to take it for a test drive. Alright guys, so I just got back from a nice long drive up on the highway, got the car up between 70 and 80 miles an hour, and it's still got a small vibration, but it is worlds better than it was. I do have to say this is a must change out part for any of the cars that fall into this, and it's from like the 80s, I think all the way up to 95 that they use this system. So if you have any of those vehicles, that's a great way to start if you're getting a type of vibration at higher speeds. Of course, from here now, I'm going to try to change out that other part. I'll clip it in here that I was showing you guys when I had the car up. I've done a few Google searches, could not figure out what that part was. If you guys know, leave it down in the comments, or I'll do probably get it up and look at the part number and try to get that ordered in, because those bushings were definitely shot. Outside of that, I may take it down and just have them do another balance on the tires. If the rim is bent at all, that could be causing this as well, or if there's any imperfection in the tire. So I'm going to have them really look at the tires and rims for me, and hopefully they don't find anything, and it happens to be that other part I can change out. The final thing, the one that worries me the most, is we just did the drive shaft on this car, and I can feel the vibration coming in the steering wheel, but I can also kind of feel it vibrating back towards the center, but it could just be in my head, because I'm pretty sure we lined that drive shaft up very well when putting it back together. I double, triple checked, but from what I've heard, if it's off by even a thread, because they balance these, it could cause a vibration at different speeds. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. This is kind of me chasing vibrations on almost all of my Mercedes, and they're all at different speeds, and it drives me nuts, because I want these cars to run really, really nice at any of the speeds I'm driving, whether it be just down regular back roads or if I get up on the highway at high speeds. But let me know in the comments if you guys have experienced this. Of course, I have aftermarket rims on every single car, so that does affect it as well. You guys have an awesome day. I hope this helped one of you guys out there, and I love hearing your feedback. Have a blessed day. My name's Pete, and this is Pete's Carport. If you're not subscribed yet, click that subscribe button, like the video. It really helps me out. Have an awesome day.